Kathmandu is a city at a real crossroads. So today, we're going to break down the action plan that could define its future.
This is an analysis from Alpha Business Media. Kathmandu is a city of incredible contrasts, isn't it? You've got these ancient, stunning UNESCO World Heritage sites right up against this chaotic urban sprawl. And what you're seeing is a place with just immense potential. But right now, that potential is being absolutely smothered by the pressures of really rapid, uncontrolled growth. That quote really hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? And listen, this isn't just about a bit of inconvenience. We're talking about a systemic crisis that's actively undermining public health, the economy, and the whole quality of life for millions of people. But here's the interesting part. Within all this chaos, there's a really unique opportunity. A chance to skip the small fixes and leapfrog directly into some seriously 21st century solutions. So to really get a handle on this paradox, we need to dig into three core challenges. Think of it as a triad of crises, and they all have the same root cause: that explosive, unregulated growth we just talked about. Okay, so first up, a total transport collapse. The public bus system is unreliable and unsafe, and it's pushed everyone into private cars. The result? Constant gridlock and catastrophic air pollution. Then there's the garbage crisis. Get this, the Kathmandu Valley churns out over 1,200 metric tons of waste every single day, and most of it just piles up in overflowing landfills. And third, and this one is a real head-scratcher, you've got this staggering energy paradox. Here's a nation sitting on one of the world's richest water resource endowments, yet for decades it's been plagued by severe power shortages.
Now, here is the absolutely crucial insight. These problems, they aren't happening in isolation. Not at all. They're all part of this deeply interconnected breakdown, what you might call a vicious circle of crisis.
And this is what makes the situation so incredibly tough to solve. These crises literally feed on each other. The traffic chaos directly fuels the energy crisis because all those cars stuck in traffic are guzzling down massive amounts of imported fuel. Then, on the flip side, the energy deficit makes it impossible to scale up things like electric public transport. And the garbage crisis just makes everything worse because all that waste represents a huge, untapped source of potential energy. It's a massive missed opportunity. So any solution that's going to work has to be just as interconnected as the problems themselves.
Okay, so amidst all these challenges, the Nepalese government has actually put a formal framework in place for a tech-driven transformation. And this is important because it provides an official mandate for innovation. So you have the Digital Nepal Framework, which kicked off in 2019. It specifically aims to use technology to improve things like waste management and public transport. And more recently, the government approved 83 specific smart city indicators. What that does is create a system to actually measure and track progress, to hold people accountable. So here's the reality check. While this vision gives the official permission to innovate, which is great, there's a pretty big gap between the plan on paper and what's happening on the ground. Let's be honest, public skepticism is high, and for good reason. There's a history of failed initiatives, like an attempt to introduce waste sorting that just completely fell apart. So success here really hinges on one thing: turning this framework into tangible, visible results that people can actually see and feel. All right, so this brings us to a concrete action plan, one that directly links each problem to specific, smart solutions. For transport, we're talking about systems like Intelligent Traffic Management, or ITMS, and integrated platforms for what's called Mobility as a Service. For waste, it's all about smart collection combined with waste-to-energy plants. And for energy, a modernized smart grid. Let's break down what each of these actually means. Okay, first up, let's tackle transport. Solving Kathmandu's traffic chaos isn't just about building more roads. It requires a fundamental rethinking of how the city manages mobility.
The foundation of this is something called an Intelligent Traffic Management System, or ITMS. The best way to think about it is like a digital brain for the entire city. So instead of having police officers manually directing traffic, you have a network of sensors and AI that analyze traffic flow in real time. This system can then dynamically adjust traffic lights to optimize the flow and, crucially, prevent gridlock before it even starts to spread.
But a smarter system also needs better public transport, right? One that can actually compete with private cars. And there's a proven solution for this: the Bus Rapid Transit, or BRT model. It was pioneered in Curitiba, Brazil. It's brilliant in its simplicity.
It uses dedicated bus lanes to just bypass all the traffic, and platform-level boarding that cuts stop times from minutes down to just seconds. This affordable system now carries over 60% of that city's passengers.
All right, next up, waste management. And the key here is a mental shift. It's about reframing waste not as a problem to be disposed of, but as a valuable resource within a circular economy.
Now, to do that, you first have to build a collection system people can actually rely on. Look at the city of Indore in India. They went from being one of the dirtiest cities to the cleanest in the entire country. And how'd they do it? They combined smart logistics, we're talking GPS-tracked trucks, sensor-equipped bins, with a massive campaign for citizen engagement. And they proved a critical point. Technology is only effective when people trust the system and actually participate in it.
So once that waste is collected efficiently, it suddenly becomes a really valuable asset. Think about this. Over 60% of Kathmandu's waste is organic. That means the potential for waste-to-energy technologies is absolutely immense. This approach does two things at once. It reduces the volume of stuff going to landfills by up to 90%, and it generates electricity that the city desperately needs.
And speaking of energy, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. That number, 83,000 megawatts, that represents Nepal's theoretical hydropower potential. We're talking about one of the richest water resource endowments in the entire world. And yet, the country has suffered from crippling power cuts. It's a stunning paradox. So, the real strategic challenge is to modernize the electrical grid itself. You have to build a system that can fully harness all that potential and finally build true energy independence.
The solution is what we call a smart grid. Now, this isn't just about new wires. It's an intelligent, digital system that monitors and manages the flow of electricity in real time. Smart grids can slash power losses, automatically isolate faults to prevent those widespread blackouts, and, most importantly for Nepal, balance variable power sources like hydro and solar, creating a stable, resilient, and self-sufficient system.
However, and I really want to emphasize this because it's probably the most crucial point of this entire analysis, technology is only a tool. You can have the most advanced systems in the world, but they will absolutely fail without the right non-technical foundation.
Real success is going to depend on three pillars. First, you need genuine political will. That means policies are implemented consistently, not just changed every time there's an election. Second, you need strategic public-private partnerships to bring in the necessary capital and expertise. And third, and this is non-negotiable, you need authentic citizen engagement. The solutions have to be designed for people and with people so that you can earn their trust and get their participation.
The path forward is complex, there's no doubt about it, but the plan itself is clear. By using technology not as an end in itself, but as a tool within a holistic, people-centered strategy, Kathmandu has this incredible opportunity, not just to solve its current crises, but to actually set an example for the world. The real question is, can it seize this moment?